Thunder Valley Nationals with Vincent Nobile, and I grew up watching you race pro stock cars here and at Indy, but this is a little bit different than what we saw you last in pro stock wise. So what's the difference between a mountain motor pro stock and a regular?
So they're actually very similar and very different at the same time. The car itself is the same. The only difference is the motor. It's got the same transmission. Obviously, transmission ratios are different because I've got a whole lot more power, but the engine itself is just way bigger. So we have an 825 cubic inch engine versus a 500 cubic inch engine. Back in the day, we used to have carburetors. They turned over to fuel injection, but we're running carburetors with a hood scoop like the old school days of 500 inch racing. But that's really the difference. Naturally, they're a little faster because they got bigger motors, a little bit more power, and they're a little bit more of a handful. You gotta appreciate the power. You gotta know when to quit. That's for sure.
In mountain motor class, I've noticed it's been kind of growing, and Bo Butner and Randy Lynn have been doing a lot with that Johnson's Horsepower Garage to help it grow and become a bigger class this year. Is the plan to one day make it as big like on the Mission Food Series, or is it going to be? So
the plan is to obviously grow the class. This is the first year it's an actual class where there's a point structure, there's a purse, there's championship money. Will it ever be a pro class? No, it'll never be a pro class, but it will be a class that we're all going to try and do our part to make it grow. Hopefully next year, this year goes well, more guys and girls show up, and maybe we have 16 car field next year. It's an 8 car field this year, but the intentions of that were to have a full field, no buy runs, at each race we show up at. So, hopefully this year goes well. More people show up next year. Maybe there's a little bit more purse money, and there'll be 16 cars or more that show up for a 16 car field.
Back when you were younger, like you said, 18, I was a little kid. You were always the class of the field on the tree. You were always the best. Now you have a few more things to worry about.
Oh yeah.
You're not a teenager anymore, and you're a dad now, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So how do you maintain the same focus going up there as you used to?
It's tougher. It's definitely tougher. It's a physical sport, obviously driving, but it's a very mental sport as well. And when you got other things on your mind, like did I tighten this? How much clutch did we put on it? Is my little girl okay in the stands? Like you said, when that stuff's on your mind, it definitely takes away from your focus. But you got to try your best to just block it out when you're ready to stage the car, and do the best you can. Hopefully I could do like I used to, hammer down the tree, and I just go up there doing my best. That's all.
And you still drive the comp dragster like we saw earlier.
Yep.
So what do you like more, the mountain motor or the comp, and how do they differ?
So my Super Comp dragster, I really like my Super Comp. I don't have a need for speed. I have I don't know how to put it, a need for competition, and Super Comp's probably one of the hardest classes in NHRA to win in, and I think there'd be a lot of people to agree with that. Any of those .90 classes are just super hard. For one, you're racing against 50 people a weekend instead of 16, and I like them both. They're different. They're totally different sides of the spectrum. One, I'm going fast, I'm shifting gears. The other one is a chess game. You're racing both ends of the finish line and the starting line. It's just a different game, but I like them both. I don't think I like one more than the other. Is it cool? You just got to feel them both, and it's hard to explain. But to answer your question, I like them both. I don't like one more than the other.
And like you said, they're so much different.
Oh, so
and
different.
The tree's different too, because one's bracket and one's pro
trees.
tree.
Tree's different. The whole process is different. There's no clutch. I've got a trans brake with the other one. So that's another thing. You got to just pay attention to what you're doing, and don't forget which car you're in. Yeah. Fortunately, one's a dragster, one's a door car, so it's hard to forget.
So the starting line ritual is completely different.
Completely different. You just gotta, like I said, you gotta stay focused. That's the most important thing in this sport, and any sport for that matter, or really anything you do in life. You need to just stay focused, and as long as you can do that, you just do the best you can.
All right. Well, thank you. I don't want to keep you here
No,
forever.
no sweat.
The Thunder Valley Nationals with Chad Green, and we can now say what we couldn't say in the first one. We're with national event winner Chad Green.
That's right.
So, does it relieve you that you've won an event, or does it make you just want to go at it that much harder and get another one?
Well, I'd say a little bit of both. I mean, it's definitely a relief to get that first win. To get the first anything out of the way is always good. But, yeah, we're definitely wanting, maybe more than one this year.
And you're qualified ninth, I think.
Fifth.
Fifth? Oh, I was dead wrong. My bad. Who you running?
Hagen.
Oh, my God. So you qualified fifth and you have to run that eight.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him.
So, like you said, you feel sorry for him. That's, trash talk and stuff. But
That's
that is
right.
a big part of it. Matt Hagen's a big player. And, I mean, kid and tease, but all that aside, is it different going against Hagen as it would going against a lower end financially team, or you just go up with the same mindset at the same time?
No, we're really just going against ourselves up there. I mean, we're going to go up there. We're going to try and run as fast as we can for the conditions, and hopefully we beat whoever's next to us.
And last time we talked to you was in Indianapolis, and I don't remember how you did in that because it was a long time ago. But it seems like every time I see you down here at the track, you're always getting even better and better. So, how have you gone about improving? Or has it just been one of those things that just comes naturally?
It's just one of those things that, my team, this is our 5th year together as a team. So over the years, we've continued to gel. We've continued to get better. Lost my crew chief at the end of last year, but we didn't even replace him. Just guys that was already on our team stepped up. And I got 2 new crew chiefs that's been here through the whole thing. They were a big part of our success last year. We're just really just carrying on.
And do you find it funny that, like you just said, that Daniel was your crew chief last year, and you depended on him to get you down the track, but now you want to go up and beat him every chance you
That's
get?
right. And every time I line up against Daniel, I love lining up against him because he's my friend. But at the same time, when we line up against each other, we're competitors. I want to beat him.
And what's the main difference between driving a Pro Mod and driving a Top Fuel funny car?
Oh, it's a huge difference. Totally different animals. I mean, a Pro Mod's like you're driving on ice. You can barely steer the thing. Funny car, you gotta really, it's like dressing a gorilla.
Well, I won't keep you here forever, but thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Good to see you, buddy.
The Thunder Valley Nationals with Austin Pruff, and the thing that everyone's been talking about lately is how you take it to that old man week in and week out with that Force guy. All jokes aside, how does it feel to have John Force himself say you're going to be his replacement?
It feels good. It's been a plan in the making, and to hear him say it publicly definitely means a lot. So we got to do a rematch of the final last weekend today for the Too Tasty Challenge, and ended up coming out victorious. So really proud of that, and looking forward to tomorrow morning.
And how is the funny car stuff going? I mean, I know you're winning every week, but do you like it more than Top Fuel? Or
Yeah, I do like it. The funny car is a lot more challenging to drive, shorter wheelbase with the same amount of horsepower. So it's definitely a handful, but that's right up my alley.
It's been a while. Another cool thing that I was actually at and got to see you at was the Pro Superstar Shootout in Bradenton, Florida, and of course your first ever funny car race brought home $250,000. Does that add confidence knowing you won your first one, or did you just go out and try to do it?
Yeah, I mean, that weekend was such a blur. I got thrown to the wolves essentially and got put in one of the best cars, of the last decade. So definitely had to be on my A game, and did a good enough job to get the job done. So kudos to the team. I've been having a blast racing with my family, and my dad's tuning this thing, and my older brother Thomas is the assistant crew chief. So it's been a lot of fun this year, and we've had a lot of success. Hopefully we can keep it up.
And your dad's one of the greatest tuners of all time. If you keep this up, you'll be one of the greatest drivers of all time. So I just want to say thanks for letting me do the interview.
Yep.
Good luck tomorrow. Congrats on everything you've done.
Thank you. I appreciate it.